Hello students, in previous video we discussed about the discovery of electron. Right now we will discuss about the discovery of proton. This is discharge tube experiment setup. One small adjustment is done here. Okay, instead of ordinary cathode, here perforated cathode is used. Perforated cathode means in cathode holes will be there. This is circular shape cathode. Okay, this is a cathodic plate. Here holes are there. So such cathode is perforated cathode. Perforated cathode. Perforated cathode. Okay, here this is discharge tube. Here H2 gas is taken at low pressure. Here high voltage is maintained. When this gas is subjected to high voltage, then a stream of particles comes from anode to cathode. These are originates from anode. That's why these are called as anode rays. Anode rays. Okay. Now we will see the origin of anode rays. Origin of anode rays. Origin. See, H2 gas breaks down into hydrogen atoms. Later, this ionizes into H plus and electron. Okay. So here these positively charged ions, H plus ions, these are anode rays. These are anode rays. Okay. Here many H2 molecules will be there in discharge tube, because in a H2 gas sample is made up of many H2 molecules. Therefore, here many H plus ions are generated in the tube. So these H plus ions are, being a positive one, gets attracted by a cathode and migrated towards cathode from anode. That's why these anode rays are nothing but a stream of positively charged ions. A stream of positively charged ions. Therefore, what are anode rays? Anode rays are a stream of positively charged particles. Okay, positively charged. This is the origin of positively charged particles. Okay, suppose instead of hydrogen gas, we may take another gas also. Let us O2 gas. See, this plus first split into atoms. Later, oxygen atom loses electron and forms positive ion. In case of oxygen gas, anode rays are nothing but a stream of positively charged oxygen ions. Anode rays. Suppose if we take, instead of hydrogen gas, if any other gas like helium is monatomic gas. So helium atom loses electrons and forms helium ion. So in case of helium gas, anode rays are nothing but a stream of He plus ions. In this way, positively charged particles are developed in the discharge tube, and all those positively charged particles directed towards cathode from anode. That's why these are called as, moves towards cathode from anode. That's why these are called as anode rays. Anode rays are nothing but a stream of positively charged particles. Okay, these positive charged particles are not visible. Even cathode rays are also not visible. These can be detected. Here, these can pass through these pores and may hit the inner walls of the discharge tube. When these anode rays pass through these pores and hits the inner walls of the discharge tube, here inner walls are coated with zinc sulfide coated. When these anode rays hits the inner walls of the discharge tube, their flashes are appeared. So by observing these flashes, we can detect the anode rays. Okay. Now we will see the properties of anode rays. Properties of anode rays. First one, these are a stream of positively charged particles. Stream of positively charged particles. A stream of positively charged particles. Whereas cathode rays are a stream of negatively charged particles. Okay. This travels in a straight line. Just like cathode rays, these are also travels in a straight line. Straight line. These are also, just like cathode rays, these are also material particles. Material particles means these carries definite mass. These carries definite mass. So next, these is also deflected by both electric field and magnetic field. Electric field and magnetic field. For example, when anode rays passed through electric field, this is negative plate of electric field, this is positive plate of electric field. These are the anode rays. When anode rays passed through electric field, these anode rays attracted by the negative plate, which means anode rays must carries a positive charge. So anode rays must carries positive charge. Therefore, this observation, from this observation, it is clear that anode rays are carries positive charge. Okay. Now, fifth one. See here, if we take hydrogen gas, anode rays are a stream of H plus ions. Instead of hydrogen gas, if we take O2 gas, anode rays are a stream of oxygen ions, O plus ions. If we take helium gas, anode rays are a stream of He plus ions. So here, the nature of anode rays varies with the nature of gas used in the discharge tube. If we change the gas in the discharge tube, therefore nature of anode rays also changes. Therefore here nature of anode rays depends on the nature of gas used in the discharge tube. But in case of cathode rays, nature of cathode rays not depends on the nature of gas used in the discharge tube. But here anode rays nature of anode rays depends on the nature of gas used in the discharge tube. Okay. Here, suppose here I am taking H plus ion and helium ion and O plus ion. See, all these carries 1 unit positive charge, but mass is not same. See, H plus ion mass is somewhat less than that of He plus. Its mass is somewhat less than that of O plus. So, but all are having 1 unit positive charge. Suppose if we predict the charge to mass ratio. So, what is same for these three? Charge is same, but mass is not same. Mass hydrogen to oxygen increasing. Therefore, charge to mass ratio is highest for H plus because of lowest mass. here mass is lowest for H plus, that's why highest charge to mass ratio. Therefore from H plus to O plus, charge to mass ratio decreases. Why? Because mass is increasing, left to hydrogen to oxygen, mass is increasing. As mass increases, charge to mass ratio decreases. Among these three, H plus ion is having highest charge to mass ratio due to its lowest mass. Okay, here H plus ions carries lowest mass than any other positive ion. So here H plus ions are called as protons. Okay, H plus ion is having lowest mass than any other positively charged particle. This H plus ion is called proton. H plus ion carries lowest mass than any other positive ion. Such ion with lowest mass is known as proton. Okay, in this way discharge tube experiments leads to the discovery of proton. So in this way discharge tube experiments leads to the discovery of proton. Okay, now come to charge to mass ratio. Charge to mass ratio of anode rays is not same in all cases. If we change the gas, then charge to mass ratio of anode rays also will change. See here, in all these three cases, charge to mass ratio is not same, different. So when we change the gas in discharge tube, automatically charge to mass ratio of anode rays also will change. Means here charge to mass ratio of anode rays depends on the nature of gas used in the discharge tube. This is very, very important point. Charge to mass ratio of anode rays is not same in all cases. Charge to mass ratio of anode rays depends on the nature of gas used in the discharge tube. This is very, very important point. Charge to mass ratio of anode rays depends on the nature of gas used in discharge tube. Therefore this is very, very important point. Charge to mass ratio of anode rays depends on the nature of gas used in the discharge tube. So these are dependent. Anode rays, charge to mass ratio of anode rays depends on the nature of gas used in the discharge. But in case of cathode rays, whatever the gas taken in the discharge tube, always same negatively charged particles are generated. Those are electrons. That's why their charge to mass ratio remains same whatever the gas used. Means charge to mass ratio of cathode rays is independent of nature of gas. This is very, very important. Charge to mass ratio of cathode rays is independent of nature of gas. Independent means not depends on the nature of gas. Whatever the gas used in the discharge tube, always same negatively charged particles will come. Therefore, the charge to mass ratio is the same in all cases. That's why charge to mass ratio of cathode rays is independent of nature of gas. This is important. Charge to mass ratio. Charge to mass ratio of cathode rays. Cathode rays. Independent on the nature of gas. Independent on the nature of gas. Independent on the nature of gas. Okay, now we will see the charge, mass and charge to mass ratio of proton. Now we will see the charge of proton. It is 1 plus 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Charge of proton is numerically exactly equal to that of charge of electron, but sign is opposite. Mass of proton is 1.672 into 10 power minus 27 kilograms. So charge to mass ratio of proton. Charge to mass ratio of proton is 9.67 into 10 power 7 coulomb per kilogram. Okay. Now we will see next fundamental particle, that is neutron. We will see the discovery and properties of neutron. Now come to the discovery of neutron. See here, alpha particles are passed over beryllium sheet. Beryllium sheet is bombarded with alpha particle. Then a stream of particles are coming out. These are passed through electric field. While passing through electric field, these particles are not deviated at all. Previously we know about electron and proton, both are deviated. These are not deviated. Therefore, these are new kind of particles which are neutral. So, these new kind of particles which are neutral are called as neutrons. Therefore, these are neutral. These neutral particles are called as neutron. Okay. When beryllium sheet is bombarded with alpha particle, a stream of chargeless particles are emitted, which are called as neutron. Okay. Here, alpha particle is nothing but dipositive helium ion. Here I am writing nuclear equation for this process. See, this is nuclear reaction. What is the difference between chemical reaction and nuclear reaction? In chemical reaction, atoms are preserved. Nothing will happen to atoms. But in nuclear reaction, one atom converted into. In case of nuclear reaction, one element converted into another element. Okay. Here, atoms are not preserved. So, therefore, it is nuclear reaction. This is charge of the helium particle. This is the mass of the helium particle. These numbers, down numbers represent charge. Okay. See here, when beryllium is bombarded with the helium. When beryllium is bombarded with helium, carbon is formed. Along with carbon, neutron is formed. See here. Your charges are, left hand side charges are 2 plus 4, 6, right hand side charges are 6 plus 0, balanced. Even mass, 9 plus 4, 13, 12 plus 1, 13. So, this is a balanced nuclear reaction. reaction, nuclear reaction, nuclear reaction. This particle, this particle, this particle, this particle is neutron, 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 neutron. See, when beryllium is bombarded with the helium, then beryllium transferred to carbon. This is nuclear reaction. One element can transform into another element. Such reactions are nuclear reactions. Okay, in this way, neutron is discovered. Now we will see the properties of neutron. Charge of neutron 0. Mass of neutron, mass of neutron 1.674 into 10 power minus 27 kilograms. Charge to mass ratio of neutron, charge to mass ratio of neutron 0, because charge to mass ratio means E by m. Here the charge is 0 for neutron, 0 by anything is 0. Therefore, this is about discovery of proton and neutron.